Hello and welcome to our weekly group call. Hope you've all had a fantastic weekend. I know we've all had a very successful trading week behind us, which has been really awesome. And I also hope you guys have been looking at the signal chart. So as usual, I normally start the calls off with the signal chart, just showing you like a combination of the tools or indicators. And this is obviously available to the DTB members, who you guys are watching at the moment, who have, you can easily just click on the workspace to open up this indicator set. So really cool, amazing thing to set up. We'll go through this in a moment too. Let me just deactivate this camera. All right. As you can hear, I've got a bit of a congestion going on. I've had some crazy late nights this last week. I didn't get to work last weekend because I was away at a conference or at a workshop. So I had a bit of catching up to do. But man, aren't the signal charts just the absolute bomb, hey? I mean, the show me the money signal chart. I know in the beginning of the call, I had it on the range chart. Now the range charts are okay. Because, each bar is going to be a certain range. And then as the price moves on, it's going to, as the price moves on a certain amount of range, it's going to create a new bar. And the DTB bars are probably, these are the best way to actually see the exact movement of price, because every single little part of the candle that you see over here. So every single one of these bricks, so if you see like a small wick, that is exactly where price has gone to. So there are zero fake representation of price on this chart. So, this basically just completely shows you, fine tunes price action to tell you exactly where price is and where it is more likely to go, especially when you're using the tools, to show you the movement in price. Now, for those guys who might be struggling a bit with the signal chart, one of the simplest things that you can actually do in the beginning is just follow the coloring of the bars. So following the coloring of the bars, following the coloring of the last arrow, and acting in that way. So obviously not trading into any resistance, which will be this band over here, not trading into any Fibonacci levels, trading off Fibonacci levels. So the bounce off Fibonacci levels are very important. Here we're at the 5-minute 50, but before we were at the 76.4. And if you see that 76.4, even from Friday last week, or even from Friday, it was struggling around that value. Before the session or while the session was running. So, that is something to keep an eye on. These Fibonacci levels constantly come into play. There's the 50 Fibonacci on the 4-hour. So, I mean, these levels almost to the tick very, very accurately predict price action. So there we go. So again, we have there's the 61.8 on the 4-hour. So the price bounced around that for a while. So you see, it's quite interesting how this works. I mean, it's quite phenomenal. Once you understand how these Fibonacci levels work and you see the price action, you very often see how, price will come near, bounce off, come up. It will come back to this level over here, break through, come retest it a few times. But then, as you can see, look at our momentum line. So that this will be in real time. So on the right here, this last candle, that's where the momentum is in real time. So as you're watching this, price is going up. You got downwards arrows, but that momentum line is above price. So you're not going to be looking at taking any short positions until that momentum line is really giving you the signal to do so. So we'll just go forward and see what that looks like. So in real time again, so now we've got this momentum line shifting down, you see? So we're at the 61.8, we're failing at this level. Momentum line is down. They're taking the price a little bit up to take out stops. The momentum line, which is our true value line, is telling us, hey, this is going to go down. This is going to go down. This is going to go down. We have a brief little fail here again at the 61.8, but then as soon as our momentum line even shifted up temporarily. But, look at the distance between the momentum line and the bars. A huge, huge, huge indicator of, where they are likely to take the price. And as soon as that 61.8 was broken and failed to break up, look at this momentum line, so far down. That is our precursor to a trend. And there we had a bit of a failure at the 76.4. Now, if you go, I always forget what these the color is. I mean, there's only 10 colors. I should remember them, right? But the 76.4, which is that blue over there, that is depicted. If you go into our settings, that is our weekly Fibonacci levels. Okay, so weekly Fibonacci levels are powerful, powerful levels. So there's our 76.4. The price came, broke up a little bit above, but our trend following band is just banding the price, and it didn't break through that yet. It came over here, broke through temporarily, but didn't quite go over the 76.4. It kind of just floated around there. Remember, this is 20 ticks. I mean, this is a very, very small size bar of 20 ticks. So, I mean, that's how this only came within 8 to 10 ticks of the 76.4. Coming back down, and here's our 50 Fibonacci level. That's our weekly. So 50 is weekly. 4 hour. The blue is the weekly. This green color is our 4 hour. So 50%. Came back down. Look again at our momentum line. See, look at our momentum line, how that is facing up. We've got green bars now. And, this is how it progresses. So there it's fading a little bit at our 76.4, but the momentum line is above the price, you see. So coming back down a little bit. And this is where we are right now. So pretty damn awesome to see this. And remember, always click on the F on the chart. That has to be in place. That always has to be, because that is going to position the momentum line accurately. And then obviously the session here, so far we've had these amazing breakout volume markers being left behind. And look where we are right now. So good. Okay, cool. So let's move on to, let's first look at our results for last week. So we can do that. Okay, so it was 17, right? If I look at the dates correctly. Where's my freaking clock on this stupid thing? Okay, so 17th was Monday. Okay, so from the 17th, great stuff, Christopher, for sharing there. Really awesome. We had a contract rollover, which was great. Okay, so then this is where I started posting the results from the game plan. So this is a public chat, by the way. So anybody watching, whoever joins the Discord channel can actually click on this chat over here, and these results are displayed publicly. So one of the reasons why I'm displaying the results publicly is because we're actually setting up a consortium of investors who are going to be coming together to launch our Dubai office and our Dubai hub. So I'm actually allowing people, or I'm allowing more people to be part of my business, or be part of the business as a larger scale. So, we're always looking to expand. I'm really looking to make this business a, like a household name in the world of trading, really. So, for me to be able to do that, I need to think a lot bigger than I have. So, this is going to end up being a really, really big business down the track with a lot of support. So the important thing for you guys is there's going to be quite a few traders, and I'm thinking up to 10 traders who are going to be doing live trading sessions, live sharing sessions, doing optimizations behind the scenes, and a whole support center dedicated to looking after customers all over the world. So that is what we are working towards. And by displaying the results here, we're building up a track record of results. So some weeks we might have losing weeks, some weeks we have winning weeks, but ultimately we're always ahead. So by displaying these results publicly, we're actually setting up a bit of a record of the performance results of the DTB system, what it can achieve, and it's all transparent. I mean, at the beginning of a trading week, so long before the week starts, or before the trading hour starts, this link over here, which again, I'm showing is publicly available. This is showing the actual, if I bring this is showing the actual game plan for the week. So this one is for last week. So this will be updated before the session starts. So we're trading on I think our earliest template starts at 3 a.m. New York. So at the moment it's 8 p.m. New York. So before 3 a.m., this game plan is going to be updated and set up. And most of these templates are actually only trading from 8:45 or 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., New York. So these templates and these screenshots are set up prior to the trading week. And then during the week, I post the results. So I trade these results. So like I'll put a screenshot of my, of my charts, like I did over here. So like here, for example, was the end of the trading day. I posted my actual trading results for that specific day. This was a short one. It just hit its stop pretty quickly, which is pretty sad. The strategy it would have made a good profit had it carried on, but we obviously set daily stops and stop losses, for a reason, right? Okay, so, these are basically posted here after the trading day has occurred. So I post the template name over here, as well as the specific trade. So on the first day of the week, which was the 17th, it says 18 here because I'm ahead. I'm ahead of you guys in the US. So, these are the results for the day. So then I'll show the results. Okay, this one did this. This MNQ template made 97. So these will be the results for the specific day. Okay. And then the next day, the same thing will go on and on. So at the end of the day, for example, 17th of June, game plan templates only 2,106 net profit. So those templates on this game plan, had anybody loaded up these templates and run them for the trading day ahead, this would have been the result, or very close to that result. Okay, so that is the 17th. Again, there's more sharing over there. Really good sharing. This is awesome, Bruce. Thank you. Ali, good stuff. You're back into it. Hope you had a nice vacation away. It's really awesome to be away, right? Okay. All right. So again, this was the 18th. So there's the templates. There were no trades on this day. There weren't on these specific templates. I think this was leading up to a holiday or a short day. But anyway, RTY made 337. Next one made 100. So $437 profit for that trading day, which was the 18th of June. So 17th of June, we made 2,100 and something. 18th of June, the game plan made 437. And then obviously we had a shortened trading day on the 19th, which is the trading basically halted at 12. So the strategies were still in play, but there were no trades because there wasn't obviously enough market action. Okay, so there's more sharing. Thank you. All right, next day. So here we go. 20th of June. Okay, we had a bit less trading again. So these three templates out of the game plan didn't enter positions, but then these did. So I'm trying to make it a lot clearer here also. Okay, so 214 profit from the one MNQ contract. The other one made 152 loss. The gold, oh my God. This made $1,072 profit. This gold template has had 100% accuracy on the optimized results as well as real-time results, which has been really cool. And then there we go. So 20th of June was 1134. So first day, Monday, made 2,100. Second day made 500 something. The third day, 1,134. Okay, so that's the 3 days of the week. 21st of June, I just put a screenshot of the trades for the day, 557. So that's how much the strategies made. They're all listed over there. The things, the instruments. Sorry if I'm a bit slow today. I've got this congestion. I think it's screwing with my brain. Anyway, and there we go. So then what I've done over here to make it very simple, instead of having to go through all the results, I'm going to put a summary. So at the end of every week, I'm going to put, on the last day of the week, I'm going to say that, okay, I only trade up to Thursday, not even Friday. This was only 4 days of the week. Oh, no, actually, I did trade Friday. Okay. So then I'm going to put the summary of the week's performance using the game plan. So this game plan that's provided before the trading week starts these were the results for that game plan for the week. So total for the week was 4,234. Now, if you remember last week, I think we ended on a 3,100 loss, but then the previous week we made 4, previous week probably made 3. So it goes on and on like that. So all of those results are in here. So if you scroll back, you'll be able to find all the previous results that we've put in here. And it's months and months of data. It's all listed over there. So that's what I've done with our game plan. And Ali, you've done extremely well. So well done on that. You kicked ass over there. It's pretty awesome. That's like a month's, 2-3 weeks income in one day, which is pretty cool. And then thank you to Steve for sharing over there. You've got your results over there. And yeah, that's where we are. So that's as far as the results have gone. I'm very impressed with what we're doing over here. And like I said, I'm going to post the results in here, whether they're good or bad, which is what you have to do. It's part of being authentic. And, and we're building up this amazing history of results. And the good thing is it's publicly available. So, not many companies would do that, right? Okay, so that's results. Now, let's look at some of our updates that we have done on the templates. So let me just go to my workspace over here. Okay. I just want to close this, and actually I won't close it. I'll just go to a new workspace, okay? This one. Okay, so let's go to a new chart. And let's just bring up any chart. NQ is fine. DTB bars, that's fine, that's good. I'll just make it 3 days. Oh yes, and guys, any questions, you can just pop them in our, on in the Discord channel. We have a chat there that is called group calls. Let me just bring it up over here. So in here, you won't see all these channels. A lot of them are the thing is with the stupid Discord is if you don't comment in a channel every single week, it hides it from viewers. So that's why you guys are not seeing all these channels, and no one's not putting comments in all of these strategies because they're not all being used at the same time, right? So there's the group calls chat. So all members under the text channels, you'll see group calls. So go in that one over there and pop in any questions. Okay. I'll just put hello in there. So you guys, it'll pop up as unread. Okay. And obviously there wouldn't be any comments for the last week. So this will reactivate the chat. Okay. So it's over there. Excuse me. Okay, so one of the first things I've done, I've got into the indicators, And, last week we covered one of the new signal charts that I had set up. And one of the indicators inside that was the gap trader. So if you go to your gap trader indicator, you will see over here that I have created a few more user-defined properties. And that is the histogram. So you see it, you remember at the bottom we had the histogram. So if I just apply this to the chart, so these were all gold by default. So everything was gold by default in the past. So I've actually edited this now so that you can, you're able to adjust the coloring of those histograms. So if I go to this and I drag this on the chart like that, it's going to show like that, right? And I've also got the coloring on the paint bars. So if you go to your indicator settings, you'll be able to choose your coloring of your bars over there too. I'll just go back in here quickly. Let's have a look. So the only thing I haven't done is I haven't made you can use a paint bar. So if you want this specific indicator to use paint bars, it can. Okay. So there's your paint bars for this. What I also like to take off is this divergence, because it's showing a lot of divergence brushes on here. You can leave them on. They're pretty handy, the information. Or you can make them as transparent. So, remember this tool we actually had it set up on a different bar size, which was like a 30-50. But again, this is just showing you the histogram, the zero line, and, entering positions above and beyond. So as you know, if the price is above and the bars are green, there's a long and short if they're below. So that's one way of looking at this specific chart. And we can see, a bit of a failure here at the zero line. So this is the zero line over here. This is where price has currently failed. And then it's got a value on the right over there for the, the histogram. This is basically the histogram's value. So if you put over there, you'll see, so currently the histogram is minus 3.34. So that's the zero line. Okay, so that's the update I've done to the indicator. So if you guys want to play around with that, that's awesome. You can also just leave it on the second panel if you want, and trade it like you would, like you would. Okay, so I'm going to remove that. If I go back into the indicators, let me just check if there's anything else I've done this week. Now, as you guys know, I've got a huge list, probably of about 150 different things that I'm working on. And I kind of will pick different things I'm working on depending on which, where I've got more insight into those tools. So I'll have a lot of tools that I'm working on and a lot of features that I'm working on. And I get to a stage where I'm tired of working on that thing. So I'll move on to something else, or I'm stuck at a specific level and I'm waiting to gather more insight, or, think of ways to overcome what I'm doing. So then that, those things get worked on when I get that insight. So I had a little bit of that this week past, which is good. So I was able to work on a few more of the tools. Let's see. Okay, so these are all the indicators. I've done nothing on those. This shouldn't actually be in here. This indicator shouldn't actually be there. This is one of the, so I'm actually, as you guys know, I have a complimentary offering too. And I'm actually going to be including this indicator in the complimentary offering. So you guys, it might not work if you click on it. Okay, but this one shouldn't actually be in this list. I don't know how, I must have included it by mistake. But anyway, this indicator is, this exact indicator that you're looking at here is your auto Fibonacci auto friend. That's a good one. I should call it auto Fibonacci auto friend. Yeah, I'm going to change the name. There we go. Okay, so that is the same indicator. So don't worry about this one. Don't worry about this one over here that says DTB shadow trading comp, because that is basically the exact same indicator as this one. Your DT auto Fibonacci auto friend. I love that. I actually love that. Okay, cool. All right, so that's that. And I'm launching a new offering for the complimentary members because, I'm still having a few people say, oh, I'm struggling with this, struggling with that. There is a percentage of people that are struggling with that. But with this trend indicator that basically, that basically is channeling price based on what it's seeing, it's going to be a huge, huge, huge benefit to the guys that are, the complimentary members. It's going to kick ass, actually. This is where, oh man, it's unbelievable. So it's going to really make a big difference to those guys. Okay, let's move on. Indicators. And that'll be during this week, by the way. I'm going to launch that. Okay. So we'll take that one off. Just look through the list here again. SI indicator. What did I do in the SI indicator? Okay, so I've worked on the strategy that uses the SI indicator. So I didn't touch the indicator itself. Just checking if there's anything else. Okay, so that's fine. No other updates regarding the indicators. Now, strategies. Okay, so one of the things that I've been working on for a long time, I'll show it to you in the analytical strategy, but it also applies to the baseline wick trader. But because we're not using the analytical strategy that much at the moment, and we're focusing more on our baseline wick trader. So remember, this baseline wick trader is the exact same strategy. This is the strategy we are using in our game plan. Okay, so all of these game plan templates that we are running are all using the baseline wick trader strategy. Okay, so if you look at every single template, it basically doesn't even say it there. Where does it say baseline wick trader strategy? Let me just see. It doesn't actually say it, eh? So it says load of the workspace. Okay. Ah, there we go. Strategy used. Okay, there we go. It is actually written here. Shit, I thought it didn't. So DTB baseline wick trader. Every single one of these templates is the baseline wick trader strategy. Okay, so they're all there. So this strategy here, what I've done is I've added in a setting C. Okay, so you see over here. Now setting C, if you hover your mouse over it, it says setting B for second indicator. So the strategy has a setting A and setting B, which is the SI indicator. So if I very quickly show you the SI indicator on here, come on. If I quickly show you the SI indicator, you'll see that those are the settings. Okay, so these are the A and B settings. So whatever settings are in there, A and B. Okay, so I'm just putting 258, and this can be 22. So whatever optimized settings are inside the strategies, this is what it's going to do. So those are that basically creates the brick walls. Okay, so that is the SI strategy. Now, if I go out of this again, let me just remove this. So what we're basically doing over here too is by adding in a second indicator, what we're doing is we are getting a double confirmation of signals. So that is the idea behind using a setting in the strategy. So back to the strategy settings, you'll see, baseline wick trader. Let's put it back up again. Okay, so setting A and setting B. Now, the setting C, like I said, is the setting B of the second indicator. Okay, so when you're using optimizations, you're able to also optimize this value. Now, the setting A of the second indicator is 2. Okay, so remember that. So I haven't opened this up yet because I didn't want to have 4 different values to optimize, because remember, we've already got a strategy that does this, right? So the SI strategy multi-filter, this is the one that's got setting A, B, setting A, setting B. So this has got 2 indicators built into it also, but this one has got all 4 of the values optimized. So all that I've done is, in this specific strategy, is I've just given the second setting to optimize. So there's only 3 to optimize. So in this way, what you can do is you can optimize the setting A, the setting B, and the setting C at the same time. Whereas on the SI strategy 2, you have to run separate optimizations for the second indicator. And so because this is 3 settings, it does increase the iterations, obviously, but it does allow you to double confirm signals. So very awesome. And if you leave it as 0, it'll just ignore it. Then it'll only work on A and B. So that's an important thing. So 0 is off. Okay, so if you leave it as 0, it's going to ignore the second indicator, the duplicate indicator, and it's only going to optimize the A and B of the first indicator. So this is the update on this. So important thing to remember as a summary, setting C is basically the same as the setting B of the first indicator, but it is a second of the second indicator, and the setting A of the second indicator is 2. So if you want to optimize 2 over here, and then you want to have these, so if you want to leave this as 2 in your optimization, and you just want to optimize the setting B and the setting C, that's also what you can do. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to optimize both the A and the B. You can just optimize the B and the C and leave the A as 2. So that obviously will look in the strategy analyzer, you can do. And in that way, you're optimizing the same setting A and the same setting A for the first and the second indicator. But then you're optimizing the B setting for both of them, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that is that update. I hope you guys understand that. Please pop a message if you don't. So that'll be good. Okay, and what else? So all of that's still the same. All that's still the same. That is the same. We've got our trading time, our entry, exit times, adding indicator, blah, blah. Okay, all of that's the same. Daily profit target. All right. So our daily profit target and all of that is still the same. So if you see over here, we've got a strategy, targets, and stops. So this is exactly how it was before. But what I've added on here, which you can work with. So if you want to leave these as blank, okay, and you want to use like these settings instead, or one of these. Now, combined, if you use all these settings combined, I'm finding that it's not working as perfectly as it should. So continue using what you are used to using, and I'm going to be experimenting this week on these settings. So this is a new concept that I'm working with, and I've called it experimental money management with the strategy level targets and stops. But what I'm trying to do here is that the daily stop loss buffer. So if I look at this over here, so this is basically saying that on average, I don't want to lose more than X amount of dollars. So that's like a stop loss buffer. So when you're doing an optimization on average of the next 30 days, on average, you don't want any day to lose more than X amount. So it's kind of like just saying, that's your average that you want to do. And it's the same with the daily target. So the daily target is like, I want to say, if you make this $100 for the daily target, all right? What you're trying to say is that I want every single day to make at least $100. So I'm not setting a definite target and stop. So remember, our targets and stops above over here are definite values. Okay, so if it hits $1,000, it will stop trading. If it hits 1,000 or whatever, $1,000 stop, it will stop trading. This here is more like, I don't want to lose on average over the days that I'm optimizing more than $200. on average. Okay. And it's the same with the cumulative profit targets. Like over the days that I'm optimizing, I want to be able to make at least $100 a day on average for the settings. So I want you to give me settings that average at least $100 a day every day. Like, you know, every single day that it's trading, it must make at least $100. So give me settings that are in that range. So that's what that is. So cumulative profit target, cumulative stop loss. Okay. So this is saying, okay, I'm going to be optimizing over the next 30 days or whatever time period that we are trading. I want the strategy to make $5,000 over the 30 days that I'm optimizing. So which settings will give me that that minimum profit target? So again, it's not fixed amount. It's like I want to make that over that period, but I want you to average it out this much per day. So, you know, as I continually fine-tuning this, it will become more clear what it's about. But this is just a new way of looking at targets and stops. Instead of having definite amounts, it's like give me definite amounts. You know, you can still have your strategies, your complete stops. Like if it makes this much, definitely stop trading. If it loses this much, definitely stop trading. But you also want to have settings that, you know, are looking a bit deeper into results. And this is a bit more evident in the strategy analyzer when you're optimizing these values. But again, don't focus too much on this week. Okay, don't take too much time looking at this. Continue what you were doing over here with your daily stops and targets, because you know that's what we've been working with all this time. And as I test this a little bit deeper and I make sure that everything is working as it should, then I will launch a specific video on all the targets and stops. So I'll release a separate live video where I go into detail about, you know, the strategy daily targets and stop, the experimental targets and stops, as well as the account targets and stops. So that'll all be covered in great detail in a future video. Okay, so hopefully that's as clear as mud. Yeah, so good stuff on that. So we've already seen a good optimization result by Chris. So thanks, Chris, for providing an optimization earlier. I'm going to provide some more too also. Oh, you've done a few too. You've done MNQ, which is really cool. Well done. I like this NQ one that you did. That was pretty awesome. So I'm going to just save this template very quickly. I'm going to save this template and I'm going to put it on this VPS. Let me just do that. Actually, yeah, 1 second. So I'm just going to go copy. Okay. And just go to over here, documents, hang on, documents, NinjaTrader 8, templates, and strategy, baseline wick trader, and paste. So this is the same thing you guys can do if you want to work with the templates provided by Christopher. You can download them to your downloads folder, copy and paste them into this specific folder because that's the strategy folder. Okay. Now, if I'm just going to check the details on this. So what he's done is he's loaded 23rd of June, 2306. Oh, hang on, 26th of May to 23rd of June. So 26th of May. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go to our data series and we're going to go custom range. What have you done? 26th of May to 23 June. Apply. Okay. And I go to strategies and baseline wick trader. So this is exactly what you guys would do with any of those templates that are shared in that chat. Very simple process once you've done it a few times. You go template, load, and then you'll find it over here. Okay, so that's the one there. And this might even be part of the game plan for the week ahead. And then if it's part of the game plan for the week ahead, it will have this DTB TT00 at the end. Okay, but we'll just load this one now. Okay, so there we go. So what he's done, really cool. Thanks for optimizing the C there. So he's optimized, the optimized results are 2, 12, and 38. Okay, all of these settings are there already. We'll just, the daily stops and targets are there. Yep, 3,000, 2,600, so they're all there, good. Yeah, so exactly how we're going to run it this week. Let's just see. Actually, on top of there, on top of the indicator, if you look on top there, it actually says there start time, stop time, end time, and it's got the settings there. So brick wall 238 and then brick wall 212. Now I'm not sure what's going on with my chart because I might have some data. I might have to clear out my data. That's probably what I need to do over here. I'm not sure what is going on here. So I'm just going to go to this and I'm going to run my script. Okay. I'm going to scrub the database, which is number 3. I don't think I've done anything else wrong here. I'll just check in a moment. Okay, where's this chat? I had this Discord. Where's the Discord chat? Ah, there we go. I'm just going to check something over here to see how this looks. One second. Okay. Okay, awesome. Let us just load up. So going back to this, I can't bring it up at the moment. So if you want to restart NinjaTrader and clear everything out, that'll also be a good idea. I might look at the data series while I'm doing this. Okay, so I definitely have the right data series in there. It might be the connection that I'm running on to. So I'm not running on I'm running on a kinetic data feed at the moment, which is not what you trade on. It's just basically a data feed. So I'm not sure if that is the issue that I'm experiencing. But we'll let this load up and just see what it does with regards to the plotting of the trades. Okay, just give it a few more seconds. No, it's okay. Something's wrong on my side. Okay, so that doesn't help me. It doesn't help us for this call. But as you can see, what's happening over here. Now these results are wrong. I can see that. But as you can see, what it's doing is it's plotting the two indicators, right? So it's actually putting both of those indicators on the chart, and then it's acting on the. Oh, come on, man. Just trying to see. I'm just going to look at some of the trades at least. So basically, what it's doing is it's making sure that both indicators are giving the same signal. So that's what's all we're basically doing over here is we fine tuning our our results to be able to have both indicators giving the same signal to update. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll check that. But yeah, so it's a good idea to just flush everything out, run the optimizations. I mean, it might be that your data might have been corrupted when you set up these optimizations. But anyway, we'll do that. But that's basically the concept and idea behind this. So what we can actually do, let's just quickly do that. So if I go into new strategy analyzer, how much time? How 10:46. Okay, well we can go on for a few more minutes. So this is what you guys will do if you want to run your own optimization, which is a really good thing to do. So you can go template, you can go load. Oh, wrong freaking strategy, man. So let's go into the baseline wick trader strategy. We can go template, load, and we can load up this one over here. So let's load up Christopher's template. Okay, so load it in there. Those are the values. So all we're going to do now is we're going to run. So I'm going to select NQ over here. NQ. Okay, did I have the right instrument selected? I think I did. Should I make sure that I actually did? Yeah, I did. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go back into here. So we selected NQ 2020, and now all we're going to do is we're going to go back over here and we're going to optimize. Let's leave number 2. Let's optimize setting B and setting C. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go 2 to 58 in 2, and we're going to go 2 to 58 in 2. So this is what you can do. Like I said, leave setting A as 2 and just optimize setting B and C. So you're optimizing 2 indicators with 1. Oh, for fuck's sakes. What is that now? So I'm not supposed to swear on these calls. Sorry, 1 second. See, 26,071 is telling me that there's something else that is trying to be optimized. And I think it might be this targets and stops. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we're going to put here... what are we going to do? 2,600. I think that's what he had in there, 2,600. And he had 3,000. So he had 3,000. Oh, fuck, I hate when it jumps like that. God damn it. 3,000, 2,600. Okay, so you don't want to, whenever you click on running the optimization, you don't want to see that, right? 841. Yeah, so that will be the combination of these. 841. So it'll be 841 iterations to run. I'll be back in 1 second. God, that was gross. Okay. This is phlegm, you know? Phlegm in my system here. Okay, so it looks like this could be up to 5 minutes to run. So we'll just let this complete, because I mean this is a bit of training around doing your own optimizations, right? So one of the cool things that you can do is all the optimizations that are shared as members, okay? all the optimizations that are shared by members in the group chat, like over here. So all of these ones over here, you can download them and then you can load them up in your strategy analyzer. So exactly what we did over here, we basically added the strategy to the strategy analyzer. We went template, we went load, we loaded Christopher's template, okay? And then what that does is it brings up all of the settings in there. And then you can go and run your own optimization values again on your own computer. And you might even want to change a few items on there. So like, for example, you might want to say, okay, you might want to change your daily stop and target. You might want to do that. You might want to activate a trailing drawdown. So there's a few alterations you can make to, some of the settings in there, and then go and run it again on your side. And then you can obviously save it as your own template. You might even want to experiment with different bar sizes. So the good thing about these templates is you can actually use them as a base to work off, and then go into your analyzer and do this. Now, again, make sure you always include commission. Make sure you always include slippage, because if you don't include those, then your results are going to be out of whack. And then always optimize for max net profit. You can do as many results as you want. You might even want to go more entries. You might say, well, I want to go up to 3 entries or 4 entries. You can increase that. So if you increase the entries per direction at the bottom over here, just make sure you also increase the entries over here on the top. So on the top of the strategy, you've got max orders per direction. Okay, he's got up to 10 there. So that's the entries per direction will basically override that. So make sure that your max orders per direction is also increased to that value. So having 10 here is not really, you should probably match this to your entries per direction, which is 2. If you want to do 4, then make 4 over here and 4 at the bottom. So that can be done. What else are we doing? The tick distances and stuff I wouldn't play around with them too much, because Christopher knows a lot more about how to set this up. A lot of you guys might not understand the distances with regards to the targets and stops and the entries and the exits being on the same bar, which is a problem. So, but you can experiment with larger targets. You might say, well, I want to target a larger value, maybe 100, or maybe your stops. You want to bring in your stops a little bit closer. Or your trade size, you might say, well, I want to have a different trade size. I don't want to enter 4 contracts. I want to enter 1 contract. And then you'd make it 1. Or you might say, this is great for 9 till 11. What about from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.? So, there's a lot of different things that you can actually do on here. And you can also optimize very specific days of the week. So if you want to optimize the last 6 months of data, what happens on a Monday? You just click Monday, or just click Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. So, these are all things that you can do in this analyzer. And I think I've mentioned this before, but the only way to understand how a strategy performs is through the analyzer. That's the only way for strategy performance to be analyzed is through the strategy analyzer. Any other plugins or crap that is developed is not actually going to be accurate, because this is showing you how the platform receives data, how the platform processes data, and that's how it will work with this. If you've got a third plugin or any third-party plugin that does optimizations, it's not going to be tuned the right way that the strategy analyzer is, because it obviously is a built-in functionality of NinjaTrader. So as soon as you start playing around with that crap, you're asking for trouble. And I know some of these marketing companies have tried to launch their own third-party plugins to do strategy optimizations. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work. I mean, they can hardly even build proper indicators, never mind doing something that intense. In fact, they don't even build their own indicators. They source them from random programmers all over the place, which I'll discuss on another call. Anyway, Okay, so this is almost done. Good. So there's your optimization. Give it a few more seconds. So not too bad. What do we go? 6.5 minutes. Remember, there's a lot of information being calculated, right? There's a lot of freaking information being calculated. Okay, so there are our results. If I go in over here, okay, a little bit patchy. I mean, we have a few divots over here, you know, a few swing and misses, but that, you know, that's life, right? You know, you're never going to have 100% profitable days. And most of the time, it's only 2 entries. So most of the time, it's only 2 or 3 trades for the trading day. So what that is telling me is that we probably have too much of a close stop. Okay, so it's not allowing the strategy to really work itself. Well, it's not giving it legs, basically. It's not giving it legs to really run. So let me have a look. Okay, so that's that. Let's just have a. I want to look at a losing day. So when you want to optimize a strategy, or you're looking at the results for your optimization, always look at your losing days and see what they look like, to see if you could do anything better. Okay, so there we go. So here's a losing day, right? So there's the strategy. It entered a position and the price just went straight up. Okay, so it took 1, 2, 3 bars. So there we go. So we know that if the strategy enters positions, okay, if the strategy enters positions on a bar and they all are filled, which is 4 and 4 over here, the price only needs to go up 1, 2.5 bars to hit its stop. So that's a very, very close. That is very close as a stop, right? You're talking about literally, 2.5 bars, which is like 50 ticks. So you got to think: is 50 ticks a high enough value for a stop? Because that's what's going to happen. The strategy is going to hit its max daily loss on 2.5 bars of going against you. So maybe is it a case of, okay, well, maybe that is too close of a stop. So maybe we should reduce the trade size on this, reduce the trade size to give the strategy more room to actually work in. Okay, now let's have a look at our winning days to see what they look like. Okay. I want to see a winning day with the strategy hitting its target. Okay, so a lot of the time, if I look over here, we've got 1, 2, 3.5 bars. Okay, so the price has to move 3.5 bars for it to hit its target. So that's something that can be analyzed too. Okay, so 3.5 bars to hit their target. So maybe, maybe that can also be reduced a bit to 2.5 bars on entries. And again, it could be the trade size that we can work with. Also want to just check something over here. So it looks like the price has to hit, the strategy has to hit its. Remember, this is only trading 9 till 11, right? 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So it's only 2 hours of the day that it's trading. Okay, so there we go. So there again, we had our max daily loss. So it went up 1, 2.5 bars. This one was 3.5. So the price must have really shot up at that stage. So again, very close. But so the price went down 1, 2. The price went down 3 bars. And if our target were a little bit tighter, that could work. So I guess this is a matter of just analyzing what you are going for. There's another one over here. So here we go. Strategy hit its so only 1 of the 4 entries were filled. Okay, so 1 target, both of them were filled, target, and then strategy daily profit exit. Okay, so not a bad thing. So I'm going to just click on this. I'm going to click on save and I'm gonna just do this as I'm just gonna call it NQ20_20, and I'm just gonna call this that'll be fine. NQ2020. Okay, save. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my chart. Okay, I'm going to my strategies over here, and all we have to do over here is go and disable it, apply, and we go template, load, NQ2020, load it up, you choose your account you want to trade on, enable, apply, and okay. Okay, so while that's loading, we know that the strategy will be 30,000 with 5,400 drawdown, 80% with 56 trades. And that's what that specific template did. So those are the amounts. I probably would, like I said, I would adjust these stops a little bit, but yeah, there we go. So that's that strategy there. So if you let the strategy run now, those are the the values it will trade on. Now I'm looking over here, 246, 246. Okay, interesting. So what this is saying is that 46 is for both of those values. Okay, so it didn't actually give us a second option for the settings. It gave us the same setting as 46. Okay, so let me just try something over here very quickly. I'm going to go 46, and I'm going to optimize just this value again. Okay, I'm going to just see what comes up with that. Okay, so now I've got the A and B settings of the first indicator. Okay, so setting A. Now I'm only going to optimize the third setting. And I guess you can do this too. I guess you can do the same thing too. You can optimize the A and B settings of the one indicator and then come and do the C one last. Let's just see what this comes up with. Okay, so it stayed on 46. Okay. What I'm going to just briefly do over here is I'm just going to change. So we've got the first and the second. So this one's taking the first and the second positions, right? I'm just going to change these very quickly. I'm going to make these 2 and 2. Okay, I'm just going to see what effect that does. So while you're optimizing the A and B settings, you can also just change the trade sizes just to see, will having more trades work than solely relying on the only 2 trades of the day. Because obviously, if you got the trade size is smaller, it's going to, it's going to enter more positions to hit the daily stop and target, right? So it's giving the strategy more freedom to run. Okay, so that brings that down quite considerably. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Okay, so we might have to run this a few times differently. So I might just, we've got the 46 over there. A few things we can do over here is we can re-optimize the A and B settings from beginning. So we can leave this as 0. So if you can come back over here and you can say, make this back to 0 like this, and then re-optimize this value over here. So, and this time we can actually go, I'm just going to leave this 258. I'm only going to optimize the B setting now. Okay, so I'm going to optimize the B setting of indicator 1, which is the A and B. Just see what that comes up with. Because we've now changed the trade size, right? So that, I mean, there is a bit of work to do behind the scenes, you know, to create these templates. But generally, if you've got some good templates created in the past, you can use them as a base to work off. In fact, we might even do that. Okay, so that's increased it a bit over there, you see. So now we've got a 242. So I'm going to use this 42 over here. And now I'm going to optimize this over here. So 2 to 58. Let's see what this comes up with. So while I was working with this last week, I basically loaded up the templates from the previous week, and I loaded them up, and then I ran the optimization on the C, and it actually brought better results. So, you know, we have to just analyze that. Okay, so this is saying 44. I mean, not the greatest results coming out of this at this stage. Might need a bit of fine tuning on here. You know what we might just very quickly do? Actually, we won't do that. I'm going to just load up something here. I'm going to just load up the NQ from last week. Okay, so we've got, it's a 50-30 bar. Okay, so that was this is last week's template. Okay, so obviously I've got to go and make sure that it's 50-30, which it is. Okay, so that was the 310. So if I run this and I go to optimization between 2 and 58, I just want to see what happens over here with this. Okay, so last week's settings was 242. That's interesting. Last week was 242, which is basically very similar to the settings that this template had. I'm just going to run this and just see how we go, and then we'll end the call there. If this brings out favorable results, what I might do is use last week's templates and then run the optimization for setting C and then go from there. Okay, what the hell? I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so what have I done wrong over here? I'm just wondering if some of the changes I made behind the scenes have actually impacted the templates from last week. Anyway, so the templates from last week might not actually be ideal because of the changes made to the strategy. So it just means I've got to, just create new templates for this week, and then we'll be able to work off them. So if I just do this very quickly, and then we'll end it. What happened there? 310. If this is out of whack, then I know something's wrong with my NinjaTrader. Then I definitely know something is wrong with my NinjaTrader. Okay, so these weren't quite the results from last week. Yeah, no, something's a little bit out of whack over here. I might need to restart my NinjaTrader and flush everything out again. Okay, but at least you guys got the idea behind the optimizations and how to do them. Okay, cool. So we will create these templates, and I'll make sure that they are working properly. I'll test them across two of I'll test them on my VPS and my main computer, and obviously they have to work on both. So I use two different data feeds at the same time, but they both have to match results. So I use CQG as well as kinetic, or maybe even I use rhythmic as well as CQG. So the optimizations I do on one have to match the other. Then I know that they'll work for everybody. So I'm going to do that, and we'll post the game plan later. So a little bit later on today, before the session starts, we'll have new templates for the week ahead, new game plan templates. So these will all be updated. All the screenshots will be updated, historical results. The good thing to do is load up historical results on your strategy and see if it matches over here. And then we'll go from there. Okay. You guys have an amazing week and we shall chat to you then. Okay. Thanks guys. Cheers.